Right, so our job for today is to have a look at this here, the exhaust water locker or Waterlock. Now, when we replaced the pipework, or the insulation and some of the pipework for the heater, we noticed this trail of rust. And it seems to be coming from the bottom of this unit. Now, I'm not 100% sure because I've not taken actually this out, but on the bottom of here, there is like a rust, basically. It does look like rust. So, I've seen a number of other people changing these for the plastic ones. So I'm going to have a go at mine, or I'm at least going to take it off and have a good look at it underneath, because, like I say, the old lagging was all marked as well. So I don't particularly like the look of that. So I've got one of the Vetus, I think it is lockers, water lockers, or Waterlocks. And my plan is to come around this side of the engine here, take that pipe off, shove the pump down, a bit like I did with when I changed the water pump, the seawater pipe work. Shove the pump down there, take as much water out of that, because I'm not really sure how much water's in there. And I don't want to start undoing all this and having all dirty water going in the bottom of the boat. So I'm going to take it off there, I'm going to shove the pump in there, I'm going to see if I can get some of it out, and then hopefully when I start undoing the clamps here to take a bit of a look at all this, it won't be quite so much water and rust and everything else, because as you can see, it's just down there. So we're going to give that a go and see how we get on. So this is the replacement. It's a Vetus Waterlock, and I think it's a LP45. It's the same one that Salty Lass put on their boat. So I'll put a link to their video, what they did. So we're going to have a look now at getting that pipe work off the side of the engine here. See if we can undo those clips in there. And then we will we'll see how much water we can get out this bit here. So put the pump in here and give them that a quick pump, no water there. So I believe I've got to the top of this. So I'm going to take that pipe off now and have a look there and see if there's anything left in the bottom. If not, I'm just going to take all that out and go from there. Had a quick look at the back of the exhaust elbow. That was new when we bought the boat about 9 months ago now. We haven't done a lot obviously with COVID and everything else, so it hasn't gone anywhere. So it's all lovely and clean at this end. There's no issues with that, so happy with that. That pipe all looks okay as well. So we're going to put all that back. I'm going to take the pipe off here now, have a look there, and then see if we need to do any more. That's a bit better angle, isn't it? See if we need to do any more here, but to be honest, I thought there would be some water in that, just a little bit. Maybe it's all down at that far end, but I expected there to be something, but there doesn't seem to be anything. You undo these two inner brackets here, and as you can see, the clip just sits within this bracket that's actually screwed to the boat. So two of those, and that's out the way. Okay, we had a little bit of a battle with that one. I don't think that had ever been taken off, to be perfectly honest. So two Jubilee clips there to get that bit off, two Jubilee clips this side, and the actual unit itself is held on here and here. What's interesting is, I mean, obviously a little bit of nastiness has come out of there, but what's interesting is if you look underneath, there's signs of more corrosion there. So I was looking at it before thinking, actually that doesn't look too bad, but yeah, there's obviously something going on. So best to change it now rather than when we're out somewhere and we really need it. And so we'll take it out now. I did get a little bit of water out of it, so I took that end off, shoved the small pump down this end and took a little bit of water out because there was a little bit of water in there. There doesn't seem to be anything in this pipe, so that's kind of to be expected. I mean, that is the lowest point, so it just meant that obviously we've only had a drip in the boat. We haven't had a lot of water come in, which is good because that means less cleaning up. So yeah, so we'll take that out now. We'll have a look, but yeah, I think it's done. So if you look here, this is at the back, at the bottom, where the water would have sat. There is signs of corrosion. I've taken the Jubilee clips off because they're stainless steel, so we'll be keeping those. And yeah, I think it's time that I'm not going to take this apart. I don't think there's any point. You can see where it's starting to go, or it's starting to leak at least, and that's what we could start to see in the bottom of the boat. So we'll replace it, and I might replace the hose as well while I'm there, and then I don't have to do it again, at least for a while anyway. Right, it's the next day now. We had to go and buy a piece of this pipe. The pipe that was there before just wasn't quite long enough, and that meant that this box wouldn't sit where we needed to sit. So I've cleaned everything up down there, got rid of all the rust, so now I can hopefully see if there are any other leaks or anything else that's going on that I need to address. I have bought some better quality stainless high grip Jubilee clips, slightly wider than the normal one, because I noticed that a couple of these wouldn't tighten. They're over there, so I'm going to get rid of those. But 4 of these, 2 for this end of the engine, which I've just put the pipe on here, the new pipe, and I've put the new clips on there. They're a lot better than they were before. So I'm going to pull that cable tie that over to this side. And again, with cable ties, if you can use Velcro cable ties, or at least cut the ends like these things here, you can see they're just so sharp. They just cut you. So again, either cut them really flush or use Velcro. And then I'm going to cut the pipe now, and I've also bought a piece of wood here to put underneath, and I'm going to just make a bit of a makeshift bracket, because what I don't want, let's make sure this is correct. What I don't want is the bottom of that little bung bit there just resting and taking the weight of it. So I've going to make a little bracket to sit underneath it, and then I'll do a proper job and fix it properly at a later date. So that's where we're up to. So I'm just going to cut this long piece of pipe now to put this in the right place and tighten it all back up, and hopefully we're good to go. I made a small makeshift bracket using the brackets that held the old Volvo Waterlock on, just for temporary. So I'll sit that underneath. That sits like that on an angle, because the back of the boat's angled there, so that then levels all that up. I've got my new Jubilee clips on this end. That's all nice and tight there, and I've got, like I said, put a little bit more pipe. So we go over to this side now. You can see that it's not actually touching anything at all. Nice and free that is, so that should be fine. I'm happy with that. We'll put the support underneath. I'll cable tie it in place for now, so I'll make a proper bracket up. I'll just cable tie it for now, but we'll come back and fix it in properly, and then we'll give it a try and see. The water? Yeah. Okay, so that's looking alright. What we'll do now is we'll leave that to run for a little bit. We'll get a bit of warmth in there, make sure there's plenty of water going, and then when we first go out, I'm going to leave this all open here, and then I can have a quick nosy in just to make sure everything is okay. But so far so good. There doesn't seem to be any leaks. Can't see anything coming out of any of the ends of the hoses, so I'm happy with that. There's water obviously coming out of the back of the boat, so that's always a good sign. And in here as well looks okay too. It's all stone cold yet, so we'll let that warm up a little bit and then we'll go from there.